Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Spice and More Volume 2 and 3. And I'm going to do a double review because these books actually continue on from one another. The ending to this immediately leads into the beginning of this. So let's go. First off, the anime adaptation for both these novels was brilliant. I rewatched it recently and there was little to no discrepancies between the books and the anime. It was just that some of the events were condensed. Whereas the book, they would take up a couple of pages, the anime would just make it a few seconds, and I think that did help with the impact of these scenes. The anime was brilliant, and now I'm going to talk about the novels themselves. Volume 2 picks up straight after Volume 1, where Holo and Lawrence have gone and they just went on this path, and this book is basically about Lawrence in financial ruin and having to use a shepherdess to smuggle gold into a city that is notorious for catching smugglers. And it was so fun. I found it so enjoyable. It did drag a bit for a while because the author likes to drag out these scenes to sort of create an atmosphere that it's really dramatic when it's not. But overall, I found this really enjoyable. And we got to see Holo's true wolf form, not her wolf ears and tail, like her full fur form. And it just reminded me so much of the first time I read Tommy Grayson transform into a wolf. Like, it read so similarly, so I was really happy about that. I really love this volume. The relationship between Lawrence and Holo is starting to build up a bit, and I really love how Holo's jealous side came out with the female shepherdess taking an interest in Lawrence, even though Lawrence can't tell that he is the object of Nora's little crush on him, and I think that was adorable. So I rated this one 5 out of 5 stars because it was so good. Next we have Volume 3, and this I read on holiday and I was so happy. This follows Lawrence as they make their way further into Ravington, which is the town, and they meet one of Lawrence's old friends, and they come to this town during this festival, and it all takes place within a week of this festival. And Lawrence goes to a historian, is what it's like. I think it's like the town historian. Yeah, that's the closest. Town historian, to see if there are any legends pertaining to Holo's town of Yoitz, because when Lawrence was passing through a town before he met Holo, he heard a legend of a giant bear destroying the town of Yoitz, and he wants to know whether it's worth taking Holo back there. If there's nothing there, she may go into a bad place, and he wants to prevent that. So he goes and sees this teller, and she says, yes, this is where the town is located. It may have been true, we don't know for certain. And that is the main plot. The second subplot, which I was really annoyed at, was the plot where a young merchant, younger than Lawrence, comes and falls in love with Holo on sight, minus the wolf ears and tail. And he asks Lawrence if he could pay off Holo's debt in order to ask Holo for her hand in marriage. Now, I really didn't like this plot because, one, Holo and Lawrence's relationship, even though it is starting to blossom more from a partnership into a romantic partnership, it's still up in the air at this point. Like, there are subtle hints, and that's what keeps me going, is the subtle hints and just the merchant and accounting side of it. But you can't, after 3 volumes, challenge this relationship that is not yet at that point. Like, of course they do feel something for each other, but it's not acknowledged. And I really hated that this merchant was just like, yeah, I'm going to pay off all her debt and then I'm going to ask her to marry me and she's going to say yes. I really hated that plot point. And even in the anime, I hated that plot point because it just took over so much of the festival. And at the end of it, I felt satisfied that Lawrence and Holo were getting on their way and going off, but I felt that the romantic sort of subplot thing could have been reduced a bit more. Like, Holo could have just straight up told this kid, like, no, I'm not, even if you ask me, I'm gonna say no, because, and I felt that it was trying to make drama when it should be later in the series when their relationship is more established. But that's my only complaint with this, but I am excited to pick up Volume 4, 5 and 6 when I go down to Sydney next month, and I am so excited to get on with more of the story. I will keep reviewing the anime and the books until the anime stops, and then past that point it's just going to be a book review, but I'm really enjoying reading and then watching the adaptation. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!